Call him Ice. Ice Likekele is here. Isaac Likekele, one of the players that Coach Boynton really singled out there. Fran, you call him a linebacker at point guard.
Well, when he was a young guy, I always thought, man, Mike Gundy's got to be jealous of having Mike Boynton having this guy. But, oh, yeah, no, this guy, he packs a punch, and he's healthy. And let's talk about your senior year, because you told us off the air that your 4 years have gone quick. So what are you expecting this season?
This season, I'm really just expecting everything to come together. You know, all the trials and tribulations I've been through from my freshman year where we had 6 scholarship guards to last year going second round in the NCAA tournament and just having that chip on my shoulder from the start to the finish. You know, last year's game still has a very bad, distasteful taste in my mouth. Like, it was for a couple of weeks where I couldn't even watch that game. You know, I like to rewatch film. I couldn't even sit down and watch that game. I just felt like personally that was one of the worst performances that I've ever put on. And it wasn't the fact that it was a bad performance from me. It was the fact that I felt like I let my teammates down. You know, I'm always a team-oriented guy, and that's not what my team deserved from me in that moment.
Yeah, people think because Cade left for the NBA that, okay, that's it. But you and I both know there's not only a lot of talent on this team, but also that you have been a team leader before. So how's that leadership gonna manifest itself this season as a senior?
You know, losing Cade was definitely a great thing because, you know, obviously he went #1. He's doing his thing now. So, you know, that's our brother. So since he won, I felt like we all won.
Right.
That was the main goal for him. And really for the team, you know, his success brought us success. But as far as the team goes, like leadership-wise from here on out, I feel like everybody needs to help lead. You know, I feel like leadership is a team thing. You know, there might be one guy that just stands out. You know, they obviously trust me enough to be the captain and the main leader for the team. But, you know, I feel like I need everybody's help from top to bottom, from the managers to Coach B. Everybody needs to help lead for me to be the best leader I can be.
Yeah.
We look at some of the returners here. You, the Boone twins, Anderson, Alexander Moncrief here as well. In terms of the supporting cast, how cohesive do you feel this team is going to be this year in terms of working together?
Oh, it's going to be great working together because we're truly a family. So, you know, whenever you have a family-oriented program, everybody wants to see everybody do good. You know, whenever you can look to the left and the right of you and genuinely want good for that guy, there's no way that you won't go out there and sacrifice some things or sacrifice a couple egos to mesh together.
Let's talk, hearing Mike Boynton talk, he said the message he's given you, he wants you to own this team. He said that the ownership mentality. What does that look like, and how have you tried to take that on here this year?
That just looks like practicing hard every day. You know, having a certain intensity about me, having a certain edge about me every day. You know, Coach Boynton, he doesn't want me to have ownership-wise when it comes to numbers, you know, not points, not rebounds, not assists. That's not what he means. He means I need to be, I need to go out there every night and have a presence. You know, I need to make sure that my presence is felt every game and that my leadership's on point every game. You know, whether things are going good or bad, my team needs to know that I'm on front line for them and that they can just get behind me and, you know, I'm going to help lead the way. You know, it might not just be in points or rebounds or different things like that. It's more of a mentality that he talks about when it means ownership of the team.
You've been a part of this program for 4 years, experienced that NCAA tournament. By the way, a gold medal, under 19 World Championships a few years ago. You were a big part of that. What's the strength of this team coming into this season? I think you guys are really good, but what do you see as the identity of Cowboy basketball?
I believe it to be the same identity it's always been. You know, last year I believe it was the fastest playing team in the league, most possessions. So we look to do the exact same thing. We've added another athletic shot blocker. We have a lot more depth, so we don't just plan on people getting used to seeing the same guys every night. You know, any guy from #1 through 15, you know, can go for 20 or explode that night. So it's different things that we're going to give every night. You know, there's a lot of depth on this chart.
This is transfer season, right? I mean, there's a handful of transfers every single team here. Bryce Thompson, Moussa Cisse, who comes from Memphis, Tyreek Smith from Texas Tech, Woody Newton from Syracuse. These new faces, how are they gelling and what have you seen in practice?
I mean, those are my guys.
Already?
Yeah, those are my guys. You know, like I said before, it's a family-oriented system. So whenever they came in, we just accepted them, and they meshed in perfectly fine. And then whenever we got to practice times, the boot camps, different things like that, to see them go through that hard time with us, you know, that just lets them know that they family. So everybody just came in, accepted them, and they were hard workers. As long as you were hard worker and you got some grit about you, you can play at Oklahoma State. That's what it's all about.
Now, Bryce Thompson's coming back home to the state. Tulsa kid, you guys recruited him. What's it like for him to be accepted so quickly, and what's he going to bring to this team?
He's going to bring a great 3-and-D presence to this team. He's also he's a hard-nosed kid. You know, I feel like his toughness goes underrated.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think he's one of the leading rebounders in practice right now. Might be beating me in rebounds in practice. You know, and it's tough, you know, to get rebounds in our practice. So, you know, he's a really hard-nosed kid. It goes underrated. And then just playing in the town, you know, playing in his town, in his state. You know, we just had an open practice out there in Tulsa. You know, it's just so much love, you know, playing home.
So, Matt, if this is the linebacker playing point guard, maybe Bryce Thompson's that free safety playing shooting guard.
Man, Mike Gundy. Yeah, I mean he's
doing pretty good, Mike.
He's undefeated, right?
Yeah, they're undefeated.
Things are pretty good there in Stillwater, and could be even better when basketball season gets underway. Oklahoma State here. Likekele. Thanks for doing this. Appreciate it.
Appreciate y'all for having me.
That was great.